Welcome everybody to the Single and Stilettos Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I'm also the founder of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Wendy Newman, and she's the author of 121 First Dates, How to Succeed in Online Dating, Fall in Love, and Live Happily Ever After. And she's living proof. But before we jump into our topic of, are you intimidating men? Because I hear this all the time from women. They're like, I'm a strong, independent woman. I must be intimidating him. Before we jump into that topic, Wendy, I would love for you to tell our audience what made you write this book and what made you go on 121 first dates.
Hi, Suzanne. Thank you for having me. And I wrote this book because I really wanted to help women understand they were not alone. That sometimes dating can feel really hard and that it can take a really long time and it can feel like it's never going to turn out for you, especially online dating, and it really can. So I wrote the book as a guidebook, as the big sister who's been on this path and can show you the easy way to take, and you could take that other trail if you want to. I'm not going to tell you not to take it, but I'm going to talk about those little sticks and weeds that are going to thwack you in the forehead along the way. So it's really a guidebook, and it's also part tell-all, where I actually talk about 28 of my 121 first dates. They're short stories, so you can commiserate with me.
Well, and I think that's important to women, for women to really see the reality of it, that sometimes it can take 121 first dates and sometimes it might be shorter, but that's what it took for you to find the right partner, and, you know, you're living happily ever after. So I think that's important. Well, good. So now I hear this all the time. Strong, independent women are so scared that they're intimidating men and scaring them away. So what's the truth?
Well, it's interesting because we do run around thinking that we are intimidating, or that we have to dumb it down, or that our smarts are pushing men away. And it's not quite what you think, actually. We are not intimidating. I've actually interviewed hundreds, literally with an S, hundreds of men about women and being intimidating because they're smart and successful and career-oriented. And one man said, oh yeah, I was intimidated by women once when I was 14. But most grown-ass men are not intimidated by women. There's something else going on here. And what that is there's this thing that we do in our drive. Now, having a drive is great, and being powerful is amazing. I don't want to say that we shouldn't be powerful, that we shouldn't be driven, that we shouldn't have amazing careers and brilliant minds. But there's a package that can come along with it that has to do with our attitude. And it's oh, you know what? I am so together. I got everything handled. I got this. Now, I got this is like, I might as well just stick my hands up and say, oh, no, I'm good. I got this. I got the door. I don't need you to get the door. Certainly can pay for my own lunch. I got this. Oh, come on into my beautiful condo that I paid for. Isn't it stunning? It's completely filled. And if you walk out on my deck, you can see my one lounge chair.
Because I don't have two, because I don't have room for a man in my life.
I don't have room for a man in my life. And you know what? I don't need a man for anything. And we feel like that there's really just two choices. There's damsel in distress and needy, or a woman who's self-sufficient and strong and capable and reputable, appropriate, right? But men need to be needed, just like you do. But they have a different sort of need. They have that built-in knee-jerk provider thing. They have to be able to provide something. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be money, but there's got to be something where he can contribute to your life. That's why they try and make us laugh. They're trying to provide humor, provide lightness, provide a good time. And when we're all together, we have no room to let them in for anything. One friend of mine, she was so brave to tell the story of, she invited a man back after the third date, and she invited him back to see her fabulous apartment in a really lovely neighborhood in San Francisco, very high-end neighborhood. And he let what he was thinking out on loudspeaker. Because she walked in and she said, look, it's amazing, right? And he said, yeah, it's great. It's so beautiful and it's so full and it's so you. And she is all beaming. She's all proud. She's like, I know, right? And he said, yeah, I really see it. You're amazing. And you have no room in your life for me. I have nothing to give you here. And he turned on his heels and he walked out of her apartment.
Wow. Well, I got to give the guy credit. At least he was up front. But I want to point out something and add to what you said, Wendy, that is so, so important, because I hear women say this all the time. And let me just say, I'm a strong, independent woman. And I used to say the same thing, and it was a mistake that I used to say. I used to say, I don't need a man. I can take care of myself. I can make my own money. I got everything, like how Wendy said, I got everything handled. And I always thought when I was in my 30s that, a man's going to love that because I can take care of myself. No, Wendy is absolutely right, is that men want to feel needed. If they do not feel needed, they don't see where they fit in your life. You have to remember, a relationship is about the two of you coming together and not, I can handle my own thing. I don't need you. You need to come together and work together. And that's so, so important.
Yeah, and we do it for when we're strong and powerful and can handle it all. We are wanting to showcase it for one of two reasons. One, to showcase what a badass we are. And the other is to show, for some of us, we want to show we're really low maintenance. We're very little trouble.
Yeah.
I
used to do the same thing. It doesn't work.
We would be a good pick because we'd be very little trouble, but they're not looking for very little trouble. Mm-mm. They need somewhere to provide. So, men buy luxury cars all the time. They're not little trouble, mm-hmm. But you can be a high maintenance, but you also have to be very high performance.
Right.
Yeah.
That is very,
and
very
not
true.
High maintenance, like entitled, not that. But it's fine to have needs, and it's fine to let them know where they're going to contribute. Now, if you make a lot of money and you really aren't looking for him to provide that roof over your head, then your job is to get really good at talking about what you do need a man for. I am sure Oprah Winfrey and Stedman had this talk. Right? I'm sure at some point she sat him down and said, look, I got the roof part, but I can't rub my own back. I can't say, poor baby, after a long day's work. I can't coach myself. I can't be my own best company. And all of the things that Stedman provides for her. I don't know him. But you can get a sense of that there are things that a man can bring to your life if it's not about putting a roof over your head.
Exactly. And the other thing that I want to point out, Wendy, is that, ladies, your job is what you do for a living. It's not who you are. It's not what's going to make a man fall in love with you. I know you're so proud of your career and everything that you achieved in your life, but again, it's not what's going to make a man fall in love with you. It's the emotional stuff that's going to make a man fall in love with you.
Absolutely.
Well, these have been some great tips. So, Wendy, tell our audience how they can find you and your awesome book.
Okay, they can find me and, hold on, my awesome book, 121 First Dates, at wendyspeaks.com. And that's WENDYSPEAKS.com.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you would like to view the videos, you can view them at singleandstilettos.com. And if you'd like to get the podcast, you can download them from iTunes. If you'd like to get our free ebook, The 3 Secrets Guaranteed to Attract Any Man Based on Scientific Research, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.